Hello, I'm Dara and welcome to my beef farm. I'm just back from a few days breakaway, and while I was away there was a new roadway constructed on the farm. I'll show you that in the video. We're also getting ready for reseeding, getting a bit of dung out on the field, and we're doing a bit of fencing. Before I go any further, I'd like to thank everyone who's tuning in every week to watch the videos and for the comments that are put up, all very positive. So I won't delay any further and we get straight into the video. It's Tuesday after the May bank holiday. The sun is in my eyes again, which is great. Another glorious day. I'm just back to the farm after a weekend away with my family. We took a couple of days off there and enjoyed a couple of days in West Clare. I suppose like any farm, when you go away, you have to leave someone behind you to keep it running, because farms don't go on holidays when I go on holidays. I'm lucky enough to have two nephews I can call on there. I give a special thanks to Colin. He's 17. He's not driving yet, but he gets someone to bring him down, and he feeds the calves for me morning and evening, and all the calves are looking well and healthy when I came back. And my other nephew then, Connor, is 21, and Connor has trained up in the AI, so he did the herding there along with my father, and he got in any cows that were bulling while I was away. So he had 3 cows to serve. He had 1 first timer and 2 repeats, so it's great to be able to call on the likes of the 2 lads to keep the farm moving while I'm away. Another job that was done while I was away, and I didn't get to see it until I came back, was a new roadway. So I'm standing on a road here now that I did last year. We put in this road last year around that ditch, and it meets up with the old part of the road, and this is what I've done this year. I extended that road the whole way across there, and we put a hole in that ditch, and we put a pipe in the dike and brought that road out into that paddock. So I like to do a farm improvement every year, and I'm kind of concentrating on doing roadways now at the moment. It's like anything, Rome wasn't built in a day, so I just try to do a little bit every year. You get the farm infrastructure set up then over a couple of years. So now that I have this roadway done here, what I also plan to do is this field here is split up the middle, but it's running parallel to this fence here. So what I want to do is I'm going to take down that fence and run that fence at a right angle to this fence here. So basically those 2 paddocks will be run down to this road. So this road will service those paddocks. When I want to let out cattle, I'll be bringing them across this road, and there'll be possibly a gap in here out into that paddock. So we're just changing around the way the paddocks are facing, and it'll give me full use of that road. So this is where we put the hole in the ditch out here, and into this field here. There's about a 3-acre field here, and it's always an awkward field to get to because I had to come across another field to get to it all the time. It was always awkward if you had cows up here to do AI in it, or if you put calves up here, then you're coming across another field, and if there's cows in the other field, you're kind of trapped a little bit there. So we put down a curry pipe in it and filled it up there. So while the road is capped off in a stone that we call, in this area we call it slig, what I actually did is I took up another road. It was a roadway to nowhere. It was a roadway my dad had put down across the top of the field to get access into another field, but that field now is my brother's field, and he doesn't go into that land that way anymore, if you can get what I'm saying. So really it was a road, and all the wires and stakes were broke off it, and it had no function anymore. So I took up that road and we put that down here, as a base, and then just capped it off with slig, and it was after working out really well, because the clay we stripped here, the boys brought it back over to the other field, and they've leveled it out now, and it's a smashing job. I'll show you that as well there later on in the video. But it's just a cheaper way of doing the road. It didn't have to buy a massive amount of sligged in to put the depth of stuff we needed in this road, that there was a good base put in by the gravel that we used from the other roadway there. I'm delighted with how that road has turned out. So I'll fence that road with 2 strands of electric fence when we have this field reseeded and up and running there. But I'll leave it the way it is at the moment there. There's no hurry on it. So as I said, I didn't get any footage of any of this work. I left here Saturday morning there from my breakaway, and boys came in on the diggers there, started at 8 o'clock Saturday morning, and they had the most of this work done there by 3 o'clock Saturday evening. They finished it off then this morning, and I was just doing other jobs after the weekend, and I didn't get a chance to take any footage of the lads doing the work there. But the finished result anyway will just show you how tasty they were, and it's great to be able to go away and leave instructions there and come back and see that kind of work done, and you're not standing with lads and correcting them, and I want it done this way, I want it done that way. So delighted with that, and another job done. These roadways and this kind of infrastructure will come into its own in the springtime, so I just got them to put a load there and just connect up that paddock with it as well. If if I want to move cows from there to there, and keeps gapways dry then as well. If cows are standing in them, they're not bringing dirt back out onto the paddocks and dirtying up the grass. So this field here, there's about 5 acres in it. I have it sprayed off. I'm just waiting on the lads to come and spread the dung. I have some dung drawn out there in January, so I have more above in the yard. If I get a chance now, I'll draw it all down here and get it spread. I hope to get the dung spread now before things really get into full swing with silage season. So if that dung could be spread now, and I'd be tipping away at this and get it done and get it reseeded back in grass. So I've all the dung drawn down there now. There's not that much in it. I thought there was a little bit more in it, but look, there's enough to get like covering the dung around on the field there, about 5 acres in it. Some of it wouldn't be rotted down that well, but look, I'm not too worried about it. It's going to be ploughed in. Let it go rot when it's on the ground there, let the worms do their jobs with it anyway. So just waiting on the contractor now to come in, and as soon as he has that spread, I'll drop the plough on the ground and we'll get moving on it there. So the cows are at the other side of the new road, just after giving them a fresh break of grass. That's where they came into yesterday evening, and now they're on that there. A nice picky grass, and that's not too heavy. Cows are in good order now, they're looking well, they're happy. Give you a look at a few of the calves that they're there at the moment. Oh, that lad with the white face was the very first calf that was born. Born to a cemental, a very handy little calf when she was born. I was disappointed with her, if I'm being honest, but has really turned into a nice calf now. And a few Charlies there. That little lad with the speckly back is an Angus Charlie. And there's my Belgian blue with her sticky out tongue. So sure, we'll do a bit about the sucklers again in another video anyhow. When I put the new gap through the ditch, we had to cut the electric fence on both sides of the ditch there to get access. So that one is on the ground there. Your man on the digger drove down the strainers for me there. So I have to tighten up that wire on this side. I have it tightened up here. So you can see what I've done. So I might just give you a video of it there and show you how I tie a wire. I'm sure most of you know how to do it, but sure, for the people that don't, it might be of interest to you. So I've that wire retightened and the gap done again. Cows are there coming up along through that paddock, and then when they're that section grazed, they'll be coming out here. So they'll be coming out here tomorrow. So I need to get the wire fixed up because I don't want them down the dike messing up things. So I'm going to use what they call an egg insulator. So you push your wire in through there on one side and you wire in through there at the other side. So I have to make a loop to go around this stake, and then I'll pull my wire from the other direction and tie it on here. So I hope you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So a short piece of wire like that, but you want it long enough too, because I'm using high tensile wire and you want to be able to bend it. So I cross it over like that and loop it around each other, and then I pull it back out and get the bend on that and tighten it back in again. And you bring this one over and around and you bend it off then, and you tie it there around your wire. So that's the way I learned how to do it anyway, just from watching the professional lads that were in here one time. So get your egg then, and push it up there. I normally kind of put it up around there like that, bend it again and around, and by having a good length of wire there, it's easy enough bend that, because that high tensile is it's hard stuff, like. So so I'll probably have enough loops on that anyway. She's not going anywhere. You can break it off there then, So that's that. So I'll just give you a close-up of what I done. You can see the way it is looped around, and the wire is in the thick part of it. So while that wire is cut, I'll put an extra insulator on it, just in case I ever wanted to add in an extra stake or anything like that, or one of those stakes got broken. So that wire is going through then the thick part. I have a good bit of wire there because obviously I'm going to have a gap left there, so I cut it in the middle to allow me to have plenty of wire to tie off there. So this is what I use. It's a ratchet and chain. I don't know what most lads use anyway, but that's what I have here. Great job. Handy when you know how to do it. So you have a ratchet system here, and you put your chain on it, and it'll ratchet the wire up along. So I have a clamp there that you clamp onto the wire, and that'll hold tight, get tighter as you're pulling it. And then we have our chain ratchet here. So you just pull your handle and it comes along the chain there, and it tightens up the wire. So I don't really want to go too much harder than that now, in case the strainer below isn't good enough and it pulls it down on me and I have another job to do. So I might give it one more little pull there, because she's going to come back on. She's going to slacken off a small little bit there when you let it back. So I have enough wire there to get a right good pull on it there on through the insulator, and just two little turns like that will have it tight enough. She won't go anywhere. So that's it. Ratchet off, wire tightened up there. So I'll just tighten up that there. So that's that done. I have this long piece of wire left over, so I'm probably going to bring that around the post, and I'll put an insulator on it here and put a loop on it, and that'll bring my gap wire across to the other side. So I have some insulators there that I probably took off a strainer from somewhere else, and here they'll go back on it there. Reuse and recycle there. So that insulator there now, I'll staple it to the stake. So that's that done. So now I want to put a loop on it here. I might cut that wire now, because there's a lot of wire to be messing with there, swinging around. And my fencing pliers there. Oh, so that's that part done. So that's that one tied off, and that's tied off there. So that's going to bring the current from there back across to there, and then up to the other side. So I'll do the other side. I won't show you, and I'll put in my gap, and then I'll show you the finished product then. That gap is done now. We've this one tightened up, and again our wire brought back around, and our loop on here, and our blue handle, and I just have them looped there. The reason I put that loop there rather than bringing this wire all the way back through the insulator and on there is because if anything ever happens, that wire and it gets broken or anything and you want to replace it, well, it's only a matter of cutting that loop and looping it back in there. I used to bring them all the way back to here, and then it's a nuisance trying to get off all that tied wire and put it back out through the insulator. So even if you wanted to put a spring handle or something like that on it after, you have the loop there to do it, and it's ready for whatever way you want to do it. So that's that job done. I just have a loop here put on the wire that when I have the gap open I can hang it up. I have the handle at this side because the current is coming down this way, so at least if that handle is open and someone has left it on the ground, that's someone being me, and I didn't put it up beyond, at least that's not earthing. So likewise, if the current was coming that way, I'd have the handle at that side, and then at least if it's on the ground, you're not earthing your wire. So I'm just down here now where we took up the old roadway, and I'll give you a look at that now and what we did down here. So the road was going up along by that ditch, and to go out in that gateway over there, but that gateway now hasn't been used in years, and as I said, that road was a road to nowhere. So we took it up, I took the gravel up out of it, and we drew back the clay. So we'd actually more clay than we needed, but it is all spread out there nicely. And then we'd a little bit more gravel than we needed as well. So I had said it to him there about putting down a base here. This is a kind of a fairly dry field, and maybe in the springtime I'd have cows on it. So it's nice to have just a good dry base there for putting a round feeder on it, or even when there's calves here, putting trucks on and there's no mess, and then everything stay nice and dry. So I want to get that tilled and get grass seed sown in there, and we pick the stones, get it rolled. Now that's that job done. I didn't really get a chance to record any of it there, just needed to get it done. Gave it a couple of runs. I have a harrow here, and I sowed it in the grass barrow and rolled it off. I picked the stones as well. Just after coming up, a lovely job in my opinion anyway. The man in the machine left it very nice anyway, so it's easy to do a job on it. So just have to push temporary fence along, keep the cows off it. Then I'll be able to put an electric fence up along that ditch. The cattle were starting to punch holes in it there and go down in the dike there, and I wanted to prevent them from doing that and give my ditch a chance then to fill out again. I have a tree there then as well that had broke off, that tree up there in the winter time. So I want to get down maybe tomorrow now, and I'll cut that into lengths and push it on a trailer and drop it somewhere, cut it at another stage. I haven't time now to be cutting it into blocks there. So that's another job done, as they say. So now, coming towards the end of the video, that's the paddock the cows have been in during the video, and now they're out here where I'm after doing my new wires. I suppose this video was a bit different to a lot of the other videos I've done so far. There wasn't as much stock in today's video, but it is showing what we're doing in the week gone by, and improving the infrastructure on the farm is a very important part of farm development. And I suppose the reason we're doing it is to make life easier for me. I'm here on my own, I'm farming on my own, so it's making sure that I can move stock safely on my own and as quickly as possible. So if you've made it this far, I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.